How did you think that all went the last, I don't know, 7-8 months for you, and how far have you come since you got here?
Yeah, I thought the spring was a great opportunity for me to learn. Getting here in January, I thought that that really helped me get a head start in the playbook, and then just lifting with Coach Mick, like my body's completely different from the time I got here. And then spring ball went really well. It felt like a lot of it was just getting adjusted to how things are run here and learning the playbook, like I said. And then I feel like around practice 11, 12, I started to hit my stride and started to get comfortable. And then I felt like I did pretty good in the spring game too. So just trying to use that momentum going into the summer. And I felt like I had a really good, productive summer as well. So.
What's it like as somebody to come in and get your hands on that playbook for the first time? And you said maybe 11 or 12 practices you felt comfortable, but
right.
There's still probably a lot more that you're picking up.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a lot to learn coming in with the protections and all the plays. But I felt like the coaching staff did a great job of bringing me in and then and getting me going right away. And I felt like that helped my learning process. And then I think as time gets on, you get more comfortable with it. So obviously there's still a lot to learn, but I feel like I'm adjusted a lot better than I was.
Kyle, how do you feel about the camaraderie in this room between the three? And I know it's a competition, but
right.
You thrive off each other?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we all thrive off each other, like you said, and I feel like the competition is bringing out the best in all of us. And that was the big thing. I mean, coming in, I didn't really know how the room was going to be, but then, I mean, they took me under their wing right away. So it was a good deal.
How do you regard, do the best you can, the chips will fall? I mean, and you're all bringing different strengths, I guess, to the table.
Right.
What's your best attribute, you think?
I mean, that's really up for the coaches to decide, but I feel like just taking care of what I can take care of, being a leader and controlling all the things that take no talent, being on time, being accountable, and things like that, I think are definitely some of the areas I'm trying to focus in on. And then just getting to a point where I know the playbook like the back of my hand, and I can just let my talent speak for itself.
How far along are you in that?
I mean, I've definitely made a lot of strides since the time I got here, but at the same time, like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be with it. I think there's still a lot of learning. I mean, shoot, even 3 years from now, I'm still going to be saying I want to learn more. So I think that's the biggest thing. It's just continuing to learn and not putting like a ceiling on anything.
Kyle, can you reflect on your recruitment a little bit? Coach Day seemed like he had kind of his pick of a lot of highly rated quarterbacks. He picked you. Speak on that a little bit, and then why did you like Ohio State?
Right. I mean, my recruitment really started early after my sophomore year. As soon as Coach Day got the job after that Rose Bowl game in 2019, he reached out to me, and they were recruiting me pretty hard. And then I came on a visit early on in February, and I really liked the campus, and I really liked the coaching staff and everything. And then I went back home and got offers from a few other schools, and then came back out for the spring game. And that's really when I knew that I wanted to commit, and he gave me the green light. And I feel like anytime a coach like Coach Day and at a school like Ohio State gives you the green light to commit, you really can't turn that down. And so I just shut the process down right there, and then pulled the trigger.
Growing up, were you a Penn State fan, or who did you root for?
No, I was a Rutgers fan growing up because my dad played there. So I grew up going to the games up there in New Brunswick. But it definitely it's different. It definitely is different.
Kyle, with the news yesterday, you're essentially going to have 4 freshman quarterbacks. Obviously, some were here last year, some weren't,
Right.
And then one's not here yet. That's one of the most unusual quarterback circumstances I've ever heard. What is it like to be a part of that, and how does it change or affect you as you move into a new year, understanding that's going to be extraordinary and unique competition?
Right. I don't think it will change anything. I mean, obviously, the 3 guys that are here now have just been competing the entire time. And I think even if you add another guy, it's still going to be the same competition every single day. And so I think that brings out the best in all of us. So I wouldn't say it changes too much. I think we're just still going to compete and go forward from that.
Have you met Quinn?
Yeah, I have.
What's your relationship like with him, and maybe your evaluation of him as a player?
I've only met him a few times, but he's really cool, really talented. So I'm excited for him to get on campus, and we can build that relationship from there.
Kyle, what's it like competing for this job as a true freshman?
It's crazy. I mean, I think when you take a step back and look at it and see all the great quarterbacks and the great players that have come through this program, and then to have an opportunity to compete for the job, the second you step on campus is something that not a lot of guys can say they had that opportunity. So I'm excited for it, excited for what the future holds, and just trying to make the most of every opportunity.
How do you approach this? Like, do you view this as like, hey, this is my opportunity to win the starting job right now? Or do you look at it, well, whatever happens, I can still have another opportunity in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get better every single day and focus on myself, and whatever happens, happens. And just trying to put the best version of myself out there in the field, and not getting too caught up in the competition. I think we definitely push each other, but I wouldn't say, I wake up every day and I'm like, oh, I got to win this job, I wouldn't say there's pressure on me like that. I think that the biggest thing for me is that if I just continue to develop and continue to stay at the pace that I'm at, I'll be in a good position however it works out.
Is it hard not to get caught up in that?
I mean, yes and no. I feel like, the second you open Instagram or Twitter, it's like thrown in your face, but I feel like I do a good job of staying away from it and focusing on what's important.
How do you do that? Like, what do you do that kind of helps you focus on that and not look over your shoulder?
Yeah, I'd say the people in my corner definitely help me keep me grounded. My family and close friends definitely, don't allow me to kind of fall into that trap, and they keep me focused on what's important. But like you said, it is all over social media, but I think it's just a mindset to not focus on it.
Kyle, how important was it for you to get here in January, as opposed to thinking about what
Right.
could have been if you came here in June?
Right. I mean, it was huge. Like, I can't even imagine where I'd be at if I didn't come in the winter. I think that, coming in the winter just allowed me to get a head start in everything, whether it was the playbook or lifting and just, just adjusting in college life in general. I think that was huge. So I think that was huge for me, and I really can't imagine. Like, I would be a lot farther behind in my development if I hadn't come in January.
With a room with 4 freshman quarterbacks coming up, like, how does someone become a leader in that group? What do you guys have to do to separate yourselves? Not necessarily to even get on the field,
Right.
but in the locker room, in practice, how do you do that?
A lot of things. I think the biggest thing would just be accountability. I think if the guys see you working hard and the guys see you, talking what you preach and actually doing it, I think that's huge. So just focusing on working hard, and I feel like with that, it gives you the opportunity to speak up and be heard, and then guys buy into what you're saying. So I think the biggest thing is just working hard and showing the guys that you're actually about what you're saying.
What have the coaches told you guys about the qualities, the attributes they're looking for out of you guys to win the starting job?
Yeah, I think it's, on and off the field, it's everything that goes into it. I think being a quarterback, especially at a school like this, is much more than, just how well can you throw the ball. I think it's, how well do you lead the team? Do you lead by example? Do you step up and say the right things when the time presents itself? Do you do the right things off the field? So I think just the combination of all those things are really important, and that's kind of what they've been preaching.
Kyle, you've been a star quarterback for a long time. The last few months, has it been almost a little humbling to come into the program and just be another one of the guys working with?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is different going from high school, and you're the guy at your high school, and you're the most talented guy when you step on the field, and then coming here and there's talent all over, and you step on the field and there's multiple first round picks. So I think that definitely is a little bit of an adjustment, but I think it's a great adjustment, and it'll get you ready to play in the NFL or wherever. I think if you can play here, you can play anywhere.
It's been seen kind of a little bit this offseason with maybe underdog in the quarterback race. You use that for yourself? You probably haven't been an underdog very often the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a way you could say that, but I think just coming in and working hard and just putting your mind on what's important, like I said, I think that's just the biggest thing. I wouldn't say I'm using like an outside narrative to motivate me. I feel like that I'm a really self-motivated person, but I guess in a way you could say that.
Kyle, it's been a transformational summer for student athletes overall, with name, image, and likeness.
Right.
Teams just today they announced jerseys are going to be sold.
Mhm.
You have your name and number on it.
Right.
You can profit from that. How has that affected? How have you all discussed that amongst each other about the changes and how you want to try to utilize it, make something from it,
Right.
but put it in the proper perspective?
Yeah, I think that's long overdue. I mean, it's just kind of perfect timing with me getting on campus and then us being allowed to make money off our name, image, and likeness. But I think it's long overdue, and it's something that I think is going to change college football because I think certain teams will be able to market themselves better in that aspect than other schools. But I think it's long overdue. I mean, it should have been happening, years ago. So it's good to see that it's happening now and that it's going into full effect. And I'm happy to see my teammates and friends I'm close with at other schools capitalizing off that, making some money.
I'm looking forward to seeing somebody in the stands with your
I definitely, yeah.
And somebody not related to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Kyle, you knew a long time before you got here what kind of physical challenge awaited you as far as this quarterback battle
Right.
has played out. Has the mental challenge been different than what you expected? And then obviously, as someone alluded to before, in the past week now, it seems to change again a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, coming in, I knew I was going to compete for, everything, and that was my mindset coming in. So I expected that, and I knew exactly what it was going to be when I came in. So, nothing's a surprise in that aspect. So I think just coming in with that mindset of, nothing's going to be given to me, I have to earn everything is kind of where I came in and where I'm at now. I would say, I'm at the same place mentally. So I feel like it's definitely been a challenge at some points, but when my mindset is on the right things, I feel like I'm very dialed in.
You mentioned a physical transformation with Coach Maradi this summer. Can you give us some details of either some measurements or just how
Right.
you noticed that?
Yeah, I came in the winter around like 208, 209, and then now I weighed in today at 219. So put on some really good weight. I feel stronger, faster, all that. So just trying to get my body in the best place for a season that I could possibly get it in. I felt like I did a great job, and now I think it's just about maintaining it, eating right, and continuing to make sure that I'm staying where I need to be.
How does an extra 10 pounds make you a better quarterback?
I think just with everything, whether it's taking hits or creating more power, throwing the ball and running and all that. So I think just adding weight, especially good weight like that, I think was huge, and I can feel it. When I throw it, it's becoming a little more effortless, and I feel more flexible and all that. So just in every year, I think I've taken a step up.
How much easier iron sharpens iron? How is this happening to make you better?
Yeah, definitely. When you have two other really talented guys that you're competing with, I think it forces you to bring the best out of yourself. And I think they'd say the same thing, that we're all competing with each other, but at the same time, I think we're all making each other better.
There's no secret that you want this starting job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another OSU quarterback a couple years ago, Joe Burrow, said, "I want to play," and he ended up going on to play and win the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it to have this good camp and to cement your place here at Ohio State?
Yeah, I think just for myself to go out and have a good camp, and I mean the biggest thing for me is just continuing to get better, and then doing whatever I can do to help this team win, and whatever my role is, that's what I'm focused on. So I couldn't tell you exactly what my role will be yet, but just going to work as hard as I can, and then whenever I find out, I'm going to attack that.
Do you feel like you have complete control of the offense or complete handle on it?
I would say right now I'm at a much better position than I am. I wouldn't say I'm at 100%. I don't know if I'll ever be at 100%, because I just want to continue to learn, and I don't think there's like a cap you can put on that. But I feel like I'm in a really good position mentally with the offense, and I've learned a ton since I've come in, and it's starting to come by second nature now. So.
When did you start to feel good about it?
I would really say towards like the end of spring, around practice 11, 12, 13, that's when I really felt comfortable and felt like my talent started to show rather than like thinking out there in the field. So I feel like that's where I want to be mentally, and I feel like that's, when you're there mentally, I feel like that really allows you to play freely.
How are those guys making you better?
Yeah, I think just coming out and talking to them when I first got here, they really helped me, learn the playbook and, giving me little tips here and there. And then, just out in the practice field with them is really good just to see how they do things. And then you can pick up little things off of their game. So I think we've all helped each other get better, especially over the spring and the summer.